Hello, everyone. It is 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, so we will get started. Welcome to Stepping Stones to AAC Winter Holiday. I'm Heather Prenovo, speech language pathologist and AT consultant with Saltillo, one of your hosts for this evening, and I have Brittany with me.
Hello.
We appreciate you guys joining us on a Wednesday evening. We'll get started with a little bit of the housekeeping as others are logging in still. So we'll get started. This is our Stepping Stones to AAC classroom. I am Heather Prenovo, as I mentioned earlier. I am the Bitmoji on the left. And this is our classroom of activities. We started a bookcase full of activities that you could be doing with AAC, and that is how our Stepping Stones to AAC series came to life. We can post, this has now become an interactive Bitmoji classroom, and I'll let Brittany tell you a little bit more about that.
Yes. My name is Brittany Tony, and I am the Bitmoji on the right. I cover Saltillo products for Southwestern Ohio, Indiana, and Northern Kentucky, and I'm from Cincinnati. So the interactive classroom that, Heather, are you going to post that link in the chat window?
Yes, we can get that in there for you.
Okay, so that is what it's interactive in that the things on the bookshelf, you can link to our YouTube recorded video of each of the trainings, and each of those little images there corresponds to that specific training that we have done. If you are unable to click on the image, then that just means we haven't done that training yet, and it's coming, such as the cooking one. And then we also have a couple other links throughout the classroom as well. So we can get that for you here in a little bit.
And I apologize, Brittany, that link is not on this computer. So if you have it available.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah, I will look. I think it's in my email, which is down at the moment, but I will.
No problem. We will get that link up for you guys before the end of the session. So
yes, we will.
Stay tuned. But as you mentioned, lots of great resources are available, and it'll take you to all of our recordings with the handouts available. And with that in mind, so we want to welcome you again, and we know that AAC is not just this magical thing that we can put in front of our kids, our students, our children, and we need to know how to interact with it and help them learn how to interact with it. And it really is a journey that starts with learning about the device and ways that we can use the device. And so Stepping Stones to AAC is made to help you begin that journey and find some little things that you can do to help them learn their device and help you be more comfortable with the device. And the bit.ly link is now up in the chat window. Thank you, Brittany. So that if you would like to check out that interactive classroom and go check out the different recordings and the other resources that are available, you may do that there. One of the handouts that we have in the materials tab is this organizational tool. And this we designed to help you start planning, help you think ahead what you're going to model and how you might talk and use the device with your child or your student. And we'll go through step by step this evening to fill it out. You can fill it out with us as we go, or you can keep it blank and use it later. Tonight, we're going to look at core words and strategies for modeling and playing with snow or snow dough. So we had to do a little bit of a pivot. I forgot to mention earlier, I live up in Minnesota and cover Minnesota and Wisconsin for Saltillo. And right now, we have no snow on the ground. So that's okay. I'm sure many of you across the country are not experiencing snow yet either. So we have some snow dough we can play with.
Okay, and so this next form that we have is also in the materials link, and this is the Stepping Stones to AAC reference sheet. This is just a guide for you to refer back to after the training. Today, we're going to walk through each of the steps that you saw in the organizational tool together, but should you forget what we talked about or some tips and tricks for each of those sections, this is just a handout for you to refer back to after the training. And also, if you want to share this with colleagues or parents, you may do that as well. So be sure to look at that in the materials tab.
So let's get started with winter. It offers lots of different activities, holidays. There's just so much we can talk about and interact and communicate with. And so, as I mentioned, my original thought was, yay, we can, get dressed up. We've had that dressed up, getting dressed, stepping stones earlier this fall. We can still reuse some of those words. Then we can talk about playing and interacting with things. But unfortunately, that wasn't to be. But a lot of those words we can still use in other ways, and that's the joy of core vocabulary, is that we can take those words and use them in a variety of ways. And so it doesn't have to be, just for this one activity. We can find lots of things to communicate, to describe, to comment, the actions. We can direct others. And I think that's really motivating for a lot of kids, is to be able to not only request things, but to tell you what to do. And this time of year, that's kind of fun, especially if you're playing with different things. Oh, and my slide got out of order, so I apologize. In your handouts, there is one other board, and I believe maybe there it is. So they are out of order. My apologies. Our low-tech board is in your materials as well. And so this is based off of the Word Power 60 basic file, and it adds a few more words like the question words, some social phrases. And we're going to take a peek at a video of me and my daughter playing with snow dough. And I want you to be thinking, you can jot them down on your paper or a scratch paper in the chat window. If you hear any of these core words, that might be something you think you would want to model for your child or your student. So it's always good, I think, to look at your kiddo's device or one of these low-tech boards to help you think of words that you might model. All right, so here is a short little video of us playing with snow dough. Whoops. Let's play with snow dough. How does it feel? Ooh, it's very soft, squishy. Can you give me some? Thank you. I'm gonna make a snowball. Snowball, go in. It went in. Give me some more. Thank you. How much did you give me? Just a little. I want more. And take a big snowball. It is very big and squishy. Goes flat. I'm going to give you a snowball. There you go. I give you the snowball. Where should it go? In the bucket. It is in. I'm going to put my snowball in the bucket. All right. So with that little video, thank you, Katie. Those are some great words. We're going to take those words and we're going to go to our organizational tool. And if you want to type some in, thank you, Kaya. Some of the words that you heard or think would be good for us to work on. I just need to move my mouse out of the way here. So I see give.
Lots of words on
Yeah.
it.
I know you guys really racked them up tonight. That's awesome. All right, we got give. Play is another good one. Some, good, take, you, more, feel, and it. And that one, you get so much use out of that one. I know Brittany talked about this in another one of our sessions. I forget how much mileage you can get out of the word it. It's a great
It and
word.
that are
Yeah.
It and that are great words.
Perfect. And as you see, though, there's so many that just in that short little minute clip of words that we can be modeling on the device. Play, give, in, some, yes, perfect. You guys got it. So that is step one of the framework or this organizational tool is to pick out some words and keeping it simple. That's kind of been Brittany and my motto, keeping it simple. Start with a few words and build up as you get more comfortable with it. So the next step on it is using open-ended questions. And so open-ended questions, they really do help encourage communication because there's so many ways that you can answer those questions. They are not just the standard yes, no questions, because if you ask do you like this? And I say no, where else can we go? There's not much we can talk about. But if you tell me what tell me what you'd like about this, or tell me about this, now you can say, I don't like it. It's yucky. Just really brings and opens up the possibilities for more opportunities for communicating. So switched up our questions down here in the chat window. Let us know, which one do you think is an open-ended question? Is it how much did I get, or can you give me some? Question one or question two? Which one would be an open-ended question? Awesome. Very good. So yes, if we look at question one, how much did I get? I can say a lot, a little, not enough, more. And if I just ask, can you, I get a yes or a no. So, you'll notice even in the video with me talking, and we talk about this every couple of weeks, don't we, Brittany? That still have asking yes, no questions. They get stuck.
Yes. I still, even with my own kids, I mean, it's not foolproof, so don't feel like every question that you ask has to be open-ended for your AAC user. Even us experienced AAC people sometimes slip up, so don't put that pressure on yourself.
No, exactly. And they have they have their place. And so, but if we can start using more of open-ended questions, we just give our kids more opportunities, more chances to give us something else. And I love when they surprise us with their responses. So that's the other kind of fun thing about open-ended questions. So the ones I chose for this week are feel, give, and it. So what open-ended questions can we do for the word feel? And it can have feel in the open-ended question, or it could be the answer to the open-ended question. How does it feel?
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yucky.
That's when you get to go in and find all those fun commenty words. I also, for some of the older kids, how does it make you feel? So we can get some of those longer questions and really start modeling. If you have sensory kids who don't like that squishiness, how is it making you feel? Does it make you feel? And you can put a name to that feeling for them as well. And we can talk about it's cold if we are out in the snow, right? How about the word give? What open-ended questions can we do for give?
How much can you give me?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I
How
used.
much did you give me? Yeah. Give me.
Exactly. We don't have to have full sentences yet, and that's okay. You give?
Those are good.
Or what did you give me? We can really mix things up. Give more. Perfect. You got the idea with that one. That one's kind of a fun one. And then how about some questions with it? So it can be in the question or it can be the response to the question. I think I used where is it in the video. What can we do with it?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sorry for my typing tonight.
What did you think of it?
Ooh.
Who has it?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that we have lots of different types of questions tonight as well. Perfect. What can we make? Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are on a roll and getting ready for your next step. I see, I see. So those are the questions. And then we have the comments. And so we like to throw in possible comments. And so with this, if your kiddo, your student, is not responding to the question, so you said, you know, how much did we put in, and they are not responding with their device or in any way yet, we can model for them what the response might be. We can show them on the device what that response might be. And so to jot down a couple comments or even just comments that you could say during the activity to model for them as you're playing too. Jotting a couple down for each of the words just gives you a little less to think about when you're in the activity. And that's part of the reason that we advise doing some of this planning ahead of time is so that you don't have to think in the spur of the moment. You kind of have prepped a few things to say and have them with you. And then the last tip on here, keeping it at or just above their language level. So we know that a lot of the kids are they're doing 1 or 2 words on their devices right now, and that's okay. Language-wise, that's where they're at. And so we don't want to model 3, 4, 5-word sentences yet and fixing grammar, that sort of thing, because it's, you know, a little bit out of their reach. So if we can show them, you know, at or above, so add maybe just 2 or 3 words. So if they're doing 1 word, you know, they say it, then we can say, you know, it go, and we model 2 words for them, or we can add a couple more words just to show them how to expand it a little bit, but not overwhelm them. Plus, it's easier on us, again, as we're learning to use their device with them. We don't have to think as much about the next words. Model just a couple. So on our organizational tool, what are some comments that we can respond with or that we can model for them with the word feel? I think I modeled earlier, feel cold. And it's okay, again, if we're not, we can say feels cold, and on the device or on the low-tech board, it's just the word feel. We can still say feels and show them where that is. It feels soft, good.
It feels icky.
Feels good, feels icky, feels good.
Squishy, I like that.
I love squishy. It's one of my favorite words. Yucky. Because we know that some of our kids feel happy. Yes, I feel happy. Some of them might say that snow makes them feel sad, sticky. Perfect. So, and that's another reason I like using feel in this instance is we can talk about the texture, we can talk about the temperature, and we can also bring in emotions. So, yay, more multi-use words. How about comments that we can give with the word give. I think somebody give me, I give, oops, give more, give some.
Give me more.
Yes, give me
Give
more.
me some more.
Oh yeah, give me some more. Give me, oops, give me lots or give you lots. Yeah.
Give me big, give me little. Yeah.
You can really start, once you get comfortable, once they start to pick up on give, yeah, you can really branch out. I love those ideas, Brittany, to start expanding and maybe start talking about positions and opposites and perfect. And then the last one for our comments, the word it. What are some comments we can use it? I like it, yes. And then we'll have
I
that.
don't.
I don't like it. So if it was real snow, I'll be honest, I'd be in the I don't like it category. And yes, I know I live where it snows most of the year. Can't help it. Born and raised. We can reuse, give it to me. And yes, we could really start with some manners in here too. It is
I like
big.
that one. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
it is your turn. That's great. Good idea.
these are awesome. Thank you guys for participating and helping us fill that in. And you get the idea. So as many as you put in here, it's just something to refer back to. And it didn't show it in our upcoming video, but I actually used my organizational tool and had it nearby just to help me remember as I was playing too. So it's great to have just to look at. So once we filled it all in, the third step at the bottom is trying to help you with that portion of, just modeling at or above their language level. So giving yourself some ideas of if I'm going to just model one word, if I'm going to model 2 words, if I'm going to model 3 words, 4 words, and so on. And so jotting those down at the bottom, again, to have in your mind, you've already kind of thought about those words and those phrases or those sentences. And then we want to find those words on our low-tech board or on the device. And so get comfortable with that. I know people have asked for us to model on the low-tech, so in our next video, you will see us modeling on the low-tech. But if you're able to model on their device, find where those words are ahead of time. When they're busy, when they're napping, when they're in bed, it's okay for us to grab the device and kind of peek at it, take a look at it. For the speech pathologists or teachers, if you're able to have access to it or have chat editor on a PC computer, you can dig in and find where those words are as well, so that you're more comfortable reaching for it when we get to modeling. Oops. Oh, I did want to show you this. So, and we're going to go into this at the end. We'll show you live online. So, because I didn't have actual snow, I dug into our Saltillo chat corner and went to active with AAC, and we have an active with AAC with snow dough. And what that is these are all free things that you could download. It's a handout. It talks about the activity. It gives you a list of core words that you could use, and then it gives you some suggestions over here of how to model with 1, 2, and 3 words. So it kind of takes some of the stress off of you. It shows you the pathway on Word Power 60 here, and then there is a link to the recipe to make the snow dough that we used. And then the second page of the handout is actually a low-tech fringe board that you can cut off and add if you have a flip book, which is pictured, or what I did is I taped it to the bottom of my low-tech board and had these extra words available that I could also be modeling so that we can throw in some of those more specific words. So here is my low-tech board with my fringe available, and I believe Brittany talked about this idea in one of our other sessions where sometimes it's nice to kind of highlight what words you're going to be modeling. So I just took a Post-it note and cut out some openings and placed them around the words that I wanted to model. So again, while I'm playing, I don't have to stop and look. I can just kind of aim for those words. So if you want to practice on your low-tech board or your device that you have with, here is that activity again with some of those words, and we'll model feel, give, and it. Let's play with the snow dough. Can you give me some? Thank you. Squish. It feels soft. Can you give me some more? Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to make a snowball. How big is it? It's very big. Should I give it to you? How does it feel? Cold. I'm going to take some more. It is mushy. All right, I'm going to pause it there just to save some time so that we can show you those extras at the end. So as we always wrap up things, we want you to kind of reflect on what you learned tonight. So after trying those steps for planning and practicing with the video, what questions do you still have? And how did you feel during the practice? Is it starting to become a little easier? Are there still pieces that are tricky? What are your next steps? What do you want to learn next? What do you want to practice next? And if you feel like sharing in the chat window with us any of your questions or your thoughts, your reflections, that would be awesome. While you're typing those, we'll give you our contact info again here on the screen. As Brittany mentioned, feel free to reach out to us if you have more questions about our stepping stones. And I'm gonna switch and let Brittany share her screen. I'm just gonna take us to that chat corner. And I see Nicole, thank you for the video model and the low tech, awesome. Love the organizational tools, we're so glad. And yes, please do share them with your team. And checking out the different resources. We'll show those in just a second here on the chat corner. There's just so much available. If you go to saltillo.com and then under
let me show you how to get there. Yeah, let me show you how to get there from, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, okay. So when you're on saltillo.com, you're going to come up here to this dark gray bar, and you're going to go to implementation and then chat corner. Click chat corner, and then down here is, you scroll down a little bit, it's going to say supports for success. And then about halfway down on that list, it's going to say active with AAC, and that's what you're going to click, and then it'll bring you, there's lots of choices there that'll pop up. And then Snow Dough is on the left-hand side towards the bottom. And here is what that looks like. So just, and I think Heather had shown this before, but that's how you get there. So all of those core words, some of those core words that we talked about tonight are in that little box. It gives you more ideas, as well as ideas for how to model 1, 2, and 3 word phrases. And then there's the snapshot of the download for the fringe board. Again, as Heather said, that's a great idea to just tape it to the bottom of a low-tech board if you don't want to print out the entire flipbook. The flipbook is pretty awesome, but again, if you don't have that capability, just taping it to a low-tech board is great. So There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, and that active with AAC. So all of the things we've been talking about in stepping stones to AAC, and taking any of those activities really, you can use that organizational tool and play around and find some activities maybe that your kids really like and kind of have a pre-done idea. So
Yeah, we have lots of ideas here, so.
and we keep adding, which is kind of fun. So definitely go check out Chat Corner. You can get those low tech boards there and the flip books as well, that Brittany modeled on last time, and copies of that low tech board that you had in your handouts are in there as well. We do have more. Thank you. I was just going to mention that. So this one is our last one for 2020, but we are planning a new series of them starting in January. So we have them planned out through March right now. So please, I believe they are getting loaded into our training spot for registering in the next week or so. So keep your eyes open where you registered for tonight's session. And there will be more. And as Brittany kind of teased, we have some cooking. I think we're talking about travel, dreams,
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yes, feeling. Yeah. So some of these core words that we're talking about will also we might repeat one or two just to show you different ways that you can use it. But yeah, stay tuned. Register.
We really appreciate all of you joining us and those who have joined us multiple nights. We know taking some time out on an evening is, not always easy. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for having fun with us on Wednesday evenings. Brittany and I really enjoy this. That's why we're going to keep doing it. And if you guys show up, we'll be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. So glad that you got some out of it.
Yes. Have a wonderful holiday season. Enjoy some time off if you can, and we'll see you in January.
Bye. Happy holidays.